All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be heading over to Country Name.
Interesting place.
Yeah, they've got this huge housing project going on there, and it's causing quite a stir. We're talking thousands of brand new apartments being given out.
Wow.
And think about all the moving parts, right? You've got government agencies, international loans. There's even an anti-corruption watchdog making sure everything stays, on the up and up.
Oh, that's good.
Right. I mean, it's a big deal. So we're going to try to unpack this whole thing, figure out how it's all playing out, and what it could mean for the people living in Country Name.
Yeah, you're right. This is a big deal because it's not just about buildings, right? It's about people's lives.
Exactly.
These projects have the potential to really change things for the better. I mean, better living conditions, better opportunities.
Yeah.
But there are always big questions that come with these kinds of initiatives.
Yeah.
Will everyone really benefit? Is it actually sustainable? I think that's what we need to explore.
Okay, so let's imagine for a second where we are someone in Country Name hoping to get one of these new apartments.
Okay.
The first person they'd probably run into is, well, Dr. Ali Haidar. He's the housing minister and the guy in charge of this whole allocation process.
Makes sense.
Now, what's interesting is people can actually contact him directly. With questions, concerns.
Oh, wow.
You don't see that level of government engagement everywhere, right?
Oh, you don't.
But then there's also this other group involved, the Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC.
Right, and that's a really important piece of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, having them involved right from the start is a strong signal, I think. It says we're serious about transparency, that they are serious about making sure nothing goes wrong.
It's like a safeguard.
Yeah, with a project of this scale, you always have a risk of corruption.
Especially in a developing country.
Especially in a developing country, right? And so the ACC is there to ensure fairness. In fact, they've already recommended that 60% of these apartments, we're talking about 4,000 apartments.
Wow.
60% of them should go to people who meet specific criteria, which we'll dive into a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But first, let's talk about money, because that's another thing that makes this project so interesting.
Here.
The funding, a $227 million loan from India's Exim Bank.
To big money.
That's serious cash. Makes you wonder what, strings might be attached to an investment that size.
Yeah, that's always a valid question, isn't it?
Right.
I mean, it really highlights the complexities of these international development projects.
Yeah.
This whole thing is part of a bigger scheme they call Gadur Varia, which basically just means housing program in the local language.
Okay.
And it involves two Indian companies, NBCC and JMC projects. They're the ones that are actually going to do the construction.
Right. And on the one hand, this kind of investment can be huge for growth, right? Bringing in resources, expertise. But on the other hand...
Yeah, you always have to think about the flip side. Could this lead to dependency? Can Country Name really manage this debt down the line? And will the local economy really benefit?
Or will it mostly benefit these, foreign companies?
Right.
Tough questions.
Yeah, lots to consider.
Definitely things to keep in mind as we dig deeper.
Absolutely.
And speaking of digging deeper, we're talking about 32 towers being built here.
Whoa.
By the Housing Development Corporation, the HDC.
That's ambitious.
It's a massive undertaking.
Right. And on top of that, they're saying these apartments will be equipped with modern amenities.
Ooh, modern amenities. That's an interesting phrase.
Right. What's that even mean in this context?
I know. Are we talking like high-speed internet, Jim?
Or is it something else entirely?
Right. I mean, modern amenities can mean very different things depending on where you are.
In Country Name, maybe it means reliable electricity. Maybe it means proper sanitation.
Or even just like well-maintained communal spaces.
Exactly. Things that we might take for granted in other places.
Right.
But the bottom line is, those amenities, they can really improve people's lives. Create a sense of community.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you mentioned earlier the different categories of apartments.
Yeah, we have Category A, 2,800 of those, then 1,200 Category B apartments.
Right, and then the rest are mixed income.
Right, and this is all based on income levels, family size. I think even employment status plays a role.
Right, makes sense. They're trying to create a diverse mix of residents.
But with these categories, I have to wonder, will everyone really have the same access to those, modern amenities?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. Like, will someone in a Category B apartment have the same experience as someone in Category A?
This is where the ACC's role becomes so critical, I think.
Yeah.
They really need to be scrutinizing everything.
Making sure it's equitable.
Absolutely, absolutely, because at the end of the day, it's about people's lives. It's not just about fancy bills. It's about creating a community where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
This whole project really does feel like a mini version of all the challenges and opportunities that developing nations are facing.
I see that.
On the one hand, there's this push for modernization, right?
Right.
Improving living standards,
Okay.
attracting foreign investment.
Right.
But on the other hand, you've got to balance that with fairness,
Yeah.
sustainability, making sure everyone benefits in the long run.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance. And it makes you wonder, what will the legacy of this project be? Will it be a symbol of progress, a symbol of opportunity?
Yeah.
Or will it become a cautionary tale, a story about the downsides of development that happens too quickly?
I guess only time will tell.
Yeah.
That's what makes this whole deep dive so fascinating to me.
It is fascinating.
It's not just about a housing project, it's about choices,
Yeah.
Global choices, and how those choices shape the future. So as you think about everything we've talked about today, think about this. If you were in charge of this project, what would be your top priority? Economic growth, social equity, environmental sustainability, what would it be? I'll let you chew on that one. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone. We'll see you next time.